So I think the combination of the unbelievable assault by the Ukrainian forces in their defensive operations and having limited assaults, the lack of training again by the Russian forces, and we could just see it even in that demonstration. If you're sending a force in to try and pacify the local civilians, you don't do the kinds of things that those forces were doing against a civilian activity that's protesting. So in every step of the way, we've seen a lack of training, a lack of leadership, a lack of support, and an extensive amount of casualties on the Russian side.
Well, we're playing that video again, and it is astonishing to see, in part, General, because we just don't get many glimpses like this into what is happening inside the Ukrainian resistance. But this takes you right into the heart of it. They are standing up to these Russian forces, and yes, they're running when there are explosions and gunfire and so on. But here we are 4 weeks into this invasion of Ukraine, and the Ukrainians are not giving up. They are resisting everywhere, and they're just tough as nails.
They are, Jim. And what I'm very concerned about right now is we've seen the multiple war crimes of Russian forces shelling, conducting missile attacks, bombing with dumb bombs, civilians' apartments, civilian towns. We've seen that in multiple locations throughout. As we see the Russian forces draw back from Kyiv, I'm going to predict that we're also going to see indicators of many more war crimes, not just against civilians, but against the military. We're going to see indicators of that, I think, probably starting next week as more and more journalists get into the area, both national journalists, international journalists, and especially journalists from Ukraine get into those areas that they knew so well before this attack. And unfortunately, I think we're going to see more and more indicators of untrained Russian forces committing war crimes.